You want me to put that on my todger?
Major roast of Harry's wife. Harry's wife and Harry are figures of ridicule. For a long time, people have simply taken the piss out of them because it's so easy to do. They keep doing things which are eminently piss-takeable. South Park, of course, launched into them earlier this year with a considerable parody of their behaviours. But plenty of people have parodied them across YouTube, in newspapers, across broadcast news, mimicking their behaviours, highlighting key characteristics of theirs. Whilst there's inevitably lampooning of public figures, some are largely left alone as they're viewed as national treasures, and if they are ever mimicked, it's done in a favourable way or an endearing manner. But when it comes to Harry's wife and Harry, essentially, Harry is repeatedly ridiculed for being a dim-witted simp, and she is ridiculed for being a voracious, manipulative, self-centered publicist. Neither of them are portrayed favourably in that regard. Harry will be angered by it because he doesn't like to be ridiculed. Some people are able to laugh it off, but he would probably struggle with it. But moreover, he would struggle with it because of the way that his wife is portrayed. In part, this is born out of his loyalty to his wife, but also the recognition, of course, that she will respond to any piss-taking, any parody, any lampooning of her unfavourably, and may well, of course, blame him. If you hadn't written what you'd written in Spare, Harry, they wouldn't be doing this to us. It's all your fault. Typical behaviour of the narcissist to place the blame at somebody else's door rather than looking at themselves. We know Harry's wife has no sense of humour. Some narcissists, although they're seething on the inside, would externally be able to laugh off such ridicule. Great as contemplating, yes, well, I expect such conduct from lowlifes, I'll get them later, or I'm here in the rarefied stratosphere, I really needn't trouble myself about this Mickey taking. But a middle-mid-ranger, such as Harry's wife, is always going to struggle when the mick is taken out of her. She has no sense of humour, and it amounts to a threat to control. Yes, she's being spoken about, which provides her with fuel, but it is challenge fuel, and she wants people to love and adore her. She isn't interested in the challenge fuel. Accordingly, they have been lampooned on many occasions, and some more footage has come forward demonstrating that they find themselves on the receiving end of having the piss taken out of them once again. This time, it's Dana Carvey and David Spade who are acting out a conversation between Harry and Harry's wife. It very much seems like they've done it off the cuff, and it demonstrates various factors. It shows Harry's wife basically bossing Harry about, and therefore demonstrates the way in which she is repeatedly seen as his handler. There's reference to her wearing a strippage dress. I'm not sure if he meant stripper's dress, which again shows the way by which she is viewed. She is lampooned by repeatedly, for instance, telling Harry, "Shut up, you ginger fool," and "You make me sick with your orange mop top and your squeaky voice," demonstrating the contempt that she has for him, which actually isn't going to be too far off the mark because he's in the sustained devaluation. It then also portrays her as a sexually voracious slut by talking about how she would have fucked every gaffer on Suits over you, i.e. Harry, that she'd had her share of gaffers, and that she took down a few grips first, and that she likes crew wiener, demonstrating that she, of course, uses her sexuality for the purposes of controlling men, like any somatic narcissist would. They, of course, play up to Harry being a bit of a dimwit and respond by explaining when she talks about liking crew wiener. He responds with, "Mummy, I don't know how you Americans talk. Crew wiener sounds funny," to which he's told it's a cut down, you fuck. I'm going to play you the footage now so that you can judge for yourself the way that which another set of people have no respect for the Sussexes. Why? Because they don't deserve any. It also is notable in the key characteristics that are picked up that are played again and again with regard to Harry. He's under her control, a simp and a bit of a dimwit. And with regard to her, that she's a controlling individual that uses sex to get her way and is a slut in that respect. Here comes the footage.
Prince Harry and Markle went out to dinner last night for her birthday in Montecito.
Oh, that's up by you.
Let's go out, Harry. I want to go out.
Which one's that, Meghan or Harry?
It's Meghan.
Oh.
Harry, I want to go out, Harry.
Okay, Meghan.
He's like, yes, Mommy.
Hey.
We're going to go to a restaurant.
Are we going to Peggers?
And order all kinds of appetizers. Harry, shh.
That's her.
The paparazzi will be there, Harry. I'm wearing my form-fitting striped dress. And I'll wear a sweater. Shut up, you ginger fool.
Oh, you won't get pegged.
Let me tell you something. This is my real voice. You make me sick. With that orange mop top of yours and your squeaky voice, you are a spare.
I would have fucked every gaffer on Suits over you.
And believe me, I had my share of gaffers. I'm Meghan Markle, and this is the real me. I ate 'em up. I took down a few grips first.
I like crew wiener. You like to hear that?
Mommy, I don't know how you Americans talk. Crewiness sounds funny. Let's have a barbecue.
No, it's a cut down, you fuck. You don't get it. Go get pegged.
Prince Harry and Markle went out to dinner last night for her birthday in Montecito.
Oh, that's up by you.
Let's go out, Harry. I want to go out.
Which one's that, Meghan or Harry?
It's Meghan.
Oh.
Harry, I want to go out, Harry.
Okay, Meghan.
He's like, yes, Mommy.
Hey.
We're going to go to a restaurant.
Are we going to Peggers?
And order all kinds of appetizers. Harry, shh.
That's her.
The paparazzi will be there, Harry. I'm wearing my form-fitting striped dress. And I'll wear a sweater. Shut up, you ginger fool.
Oh, you won't get pegged.
Let me tell you something. This is my real voice. You make me sick. With that orange mop top of yours and your squeaky voice, you are a spare.
I would have fucked every gaffer on Suits over you.
And believe me, I had my share of gaffers. I'm Meghan Markle, and this is the real me. I ate 'em up. I took down a few grips first.
I like crew wiener. You like to hear that?
Mommy, I don't know how you Americans talk. Crewiness sounds funny. Let's have a barbecue.
No, it's a cut down, you fuck. You don't get it. Go get pegged.
Well, you've doubtless had a good chortle at the expense of the Sussexes, with Dana Carvey and David Spade acting out the conversation between the two of them. You'll have also noticed that there was reference made to something else, which I didn't mention beforehand, as I thought I would save it until you've seen the footage yourselves. The repeated reference to pegging. Now, for those of that you are not familiar, pegging is an anal sex act in which a woman penetrates a man's anus with a strap-on dildo. Pegging was popularized due to the sex education movie Bend Over Boyfriend, released in 1998, and it became the winning entry in a contest for the Savage Love Sex Advice column held by Dan Savage in 2001, upon observing that except for the phrase strap-on sex used by Queen and her partner Robert in their national lecture series, the concept lacked a common name and there was no dictionary entry for the act. Other words, including buggery or sodomy, refer to anal sex in general, but there was nothing that would describe this particular type of act where a woman penetrates a man's anus with a strap-on dildo. Now, you'll also be aware that there were suggestions that Prince William was somebody that enjoyed this activity. Whether he does or whether he doesn't is neither here nor there. But it was used as a smear, a slur, by the Sussex squad against Prince William. They attempted to get hashtag Prince of Pegging trending. But what is interesting is this use by the two actors done because they know something about Prince Harry? Or is this as a consequence of the fact that the attempt by Harry's wife to cultivate amongst the Sussex squad the idea that this is something that Prince William enjoys has backfired on her and then is being used to describe their relationship? Is it that people are party to information to know what goes on between them? After all, of course, there was the suggestion that where she kept making reference to the fact that they were roasting a chicken, and there's the individual that's talked about the sex video that she was in, where she was roasting a chicken, which is where a man's legs are held up in the air and he's basically has his bottom eaten out, that Harry's wife has been engaging in that with someone previously and also potentially with Harry, which would suggest this may well be something that he enjoys. And therefore, if he does, it's not too great a stretch of the imagination to believe that he actually might be the one that enjoys pegging. Certainly a narcissist would do that. Non-narcissists would do so as well. But it might be the case that the two individuals in the footage that you've seen have become aware of rumours about what goes on with Prince Harry, rather. Or simply it's this, when they talk about, are we going to peggers? And the threat is used, or you won't get pegged, or go and get pegged. It's being done because they see that the relationship between Harry's wife and Harry is one whereby she is the dominant partner and he's the subservient one, that he is a simp to her, that she is the handler, and therefore as part of that humour, what then happens is that it's suggested that they engage in pegging because that exemplifies the relationship between them of her basically doing him up the yitter with a strap-on dildo. Nevertheless, wherever it originates from, the fact remains that it portrays them in a particular light, and it's not complimentary. Not so much to do with the pegging, but more that what it represents in terms of her being the dominant one in the relationship. But once again, Harry's wife finds herself getting a major roasting from people who ordinarily probably wouldn't speak about her. But this is as a consequence of the prominence to which she demands, and with that comes the wholesale disapproval of so many people. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.